All right. Well, thank you so much for joining today in December to learn all about the MSA program. I'm looking forward to our conversation and helping you understand more about the great program offerings that we have here at the Mendoza College of Business. Throughout the conversation today, please feel free to use the chat function or the question and answer function. I'll do my best to take pauses between slides. But please know I'll also have a lot of time here at the end of the presentation for your questions as well, so you are welcome to wait if that works best for you. But my name is Shane McCoy. I've been working here at the Mendoza College of Business for the past upcoming 5 years. I have been working with the enrollment team for all of our graduate programs my whole time here at the college. For the past 4 or so years, I've been working with the MSA program in a variety of roles, but right now I am the lead recruiter, working with several of my colleagues to help you throughout your admissions journey and coaching you throughout the process. So wonderful to meet you. Looking forward to the conversation. So we'll jump right into the MSA program overview agenda. Not going to go through all of these individually right now because we are going to go through them with slides throughout the presentation. But here's just a little bit of what to expect. So we'll start high level with the program overview. And then as we go through the different unique offerings of the program, we'll end with talking about the application. So we'll go ahead and kick right into it. It's the why Notre Dame? Why an MSA here at the Mendoza College of Business? This is a question I get a lot, and it's one that I love to answer. So first and foremost, we are not a CPA prep program. While the curriculum does help you in your preparation for the CPA, there will still be some preparation that you have to do on your end. What the program does, though, is it helps prepare you for the workforce. It gives you the in-demand skills to add value to your organization on day one. It has an emphasis on holistic development. So it's more than just the numbers, the counting. It's helping you grow as a leader. The program is academically rigorous. We're going to challenge you to become the best accountant, also to become the best version of yourself. So the program also is very flexible. The program is designed in a way that allows you to pursue courses such as additional accounting courses, data analytics courses, finance courses, to customize your curriculum that fits your interests and fits your unique career goals. The way we think about it here at Mendoza is not every student has the same career goals, so why should they also take the same set of courses? They should be able to take courses that fit their needs and fit their interests, and that's what makes Notre Dame, so unique. With the flexibility, you also have the option to take MBA finance elective courses. So that allows you to learn from our MBA students, be in a new classroom environment, networking with those that have been working for 3 to 5 years. I think this is a great value add for all of our MSAs. And also the MSA program has a community of mutual advancement. I put a little note here because this is one of our pillars. And I think this is what also makes Notre Dame so unique. There's a lot of programs out there that will help you pass the CPA, help you get the 150 credit hours. But what makes Notre Dame unique is that community while you're on campus, but more importantly, once you go on to leave. The network and the community that you build and will tap into will help you find that first, that second, that third job. And I think that is what makes Notre Dame so unique and so special, is that we are here to uplift each other and help each other become the best versions of ourselves. So I wanted to show a little bit about the class profile and what to expect. So this year's class is 68 students coming from 46 undergraduate institutions and universities. That is a common question that I receive is this program just going to be filled with Notre Dame students? If I'm coming from outside of Notre Dame, will I still be able to find my place? The answer is absolutely. You can see here we do have students coming from all over the world with 7 different countries. And then also from 20 different states within the United States. Currently, we have 8 students that have a non-accounting background. So they're part of our accounting immersion program that I'll talk about here in a little bit. And the accounting immersion program is phenomenal because it brings in thought diversity. So we're bringing economic majors into the program, finance, hospitality, tourism, event management. We've had animal health. We have had history, the economics. The students coming from the accounting immersion program add so much unique thought that it allows for students just to look at accounting problems in a new way and to challenge the way that that students think. So I think it's a great addition and value add for all of our MSA students. All right, so we're going to start looking at a 30,000-foot view, very high. What is the MSA? So one academic year specialized master's program. The program is 30 credit hours. From there, students must choose between two tracks. You have advisory and assurance services and then tax services. Those are the two tracks. Both tracks have the opportunity to add on a data analytics concentration that we'll talk about here in a future slide. This concentration is a STEM designated, which is a great addition for our international students. There are experiential learning opportunities both in the fall and in the spring, so you can apply what you're learning to the real world. The program also has multiple start dates. So if you're graduating in 3.5 years and you don't want to wait to the following fall to start your MSA program, not a problem. We have a start for you in January. And then we also have, I just want to list up the prereqs here. So we have 6 of them, accountancy 1 and 2, also known as financial accounting, managerial accounting. We also require intermediate 1 and 2, then audit and assurance services, and federal taxation. So what if you are missing 2, 3, or 4 of those required courses? We have a program designed for you as well. It starts the summer before the fall semester, and it's called the Accounting Immersion Program. Throughout the conversation today, I'll probably refer to it as AIP, and this is designed for the non-accounting undergraduate student looking to make that pivot into accounting. There are just 2 required courses that our AIP prospective students need to complete. That would be Accountancy 1, Accountancy 2, also known as Intro to Financial Accounting, Intro to Managerial Accounting. From there, students will complete the remaining 4 courses online in a synchronous and asynchronous learning blend to get prepared for the program. The AIP is taught by Notre Dame faculty, so that's a big value is you can learn from the same professors that will be teaching you in the MSA program. It's also a great opportunity to build out a pretty close-knit cohort. Although it's online, it does prepare you to get to know your classmates pretty well. So when you start the program on Notre Dame's campus in August, you already have that sense of community. What I also want to mention here about the Accounting Immersion Program is that it's not all or nothing. So if you're just missing Intermediate 2 and federal taxation, that's all you need to take. You don't need to retake the courses that you already completed. So some students are taking all 4 courses. Some students are just completing 1 throughout the Accounting Immersion Program. But it's a great way to bring that thought diversity into the classroom and also allow for students to make a pivot into a career with many opportunities, such as accounting. All right, so I just want to quickly talk about the 2 tracks here. So again, there's the assurance and advisory and the tax services. So this is the way the program is built out. Each track requires 4 courses, which equals 12 credit hours. From there, the assurance track will take an accountancy elective, at least 2 credit hours. There's probably 5 to 7 courses to choose from to fulfill that requirement for the accountancy elective. For the tax track, you will then complete 3 credit hours from a selection of 5 to 7 courses to complete that tax elective requirement. All of our students are required to take either an analytics or a finance elective, at least 1 course, which is 2 credit hours. There's probably 10 to 20 courses to choose from. So that will really allow you to, that's where the customization comes in. It allows you to take the courses that you have interest in. And then both tracks also require an elective, communication elective, and 2 credit hours, 1 course. And again, there are probably about 5 or 6 courses to choose from there, ranging from like negotiation to business communications. So a lot of options as well. I'm not an accountant, but if you add up these numbers here, I know it does not equal 30. It equals 18 for assurance and advisory, 19 for tax services. So what does that mean? That means that you have either 11 or 12 remaining credit hours for you to take those courses that you have interest in. If you're looking to take a deep dive into tax because you know that you want a career in tax, you can take more tax courses. If you have an interest in maybe advisory and you are a tax track, but you want to take a few advisory courses, you can do that as well. If you have an interest in finance, that's when you can take some of those finance courses. The program flexibility is what allows us to add on that analytics STEM designated concentration. So again, very flexible curriculum that's outlined here. So not going to read these all word for word here, but as you can see, these are the 4 required courses for each track. There is one common course that all of our MSA students take, and that is taxes and business strategy. So regardless of which track you're in, if you're talking to a MSA alum from 2008 and they were a tax track and you are assurance and advisory, you can still bond over that common TBS course. So the data analytics concentration. So let's talk a little bit about how this works. So if we go back 2 slides, I mentioned that you have either 11 hours of elective courses or 12 hours of elective courses. So essentially what you do is you would use those elective courses to take and complete the data analytics concentration. So the way it works is there are 5 courses listed here, and you have to take 4 of them. And there are no requirements for either course, so it's really up to you on the courses that you have interest in. And then what's nice is, again, for those that are international students, completing this concentration makes the program STEM designated, which gives you that 3 years of OPT. And also it's just noted on your transcript as well. So not required, but is an option. Question I get a lot is, I don't want to be a data analytics concentration. I have a background in analytics, but that fraud and audit analytics course looks really interesting. Am I allowed to take that without pursuing the concentration? And the answer is absolutely. If you want to take just 1, 2 of these courses, you can. It won't count towards the concentration unless you complete all of the requirements. But you can definitely take a handful of courses if they are of interest to you and developing and furthering your career. All right, so another big aspect, I kind of hinted at it a little bit on the why Notre Dame, is the sense of community. So the student life is really rich here at Notre Dame, and that holds true for our 1-year specialized master's students like the MSA. So throughout the year, there's going to be a handful of events that allows you to not only connect with your MSA classmates, but also with other graduate business students as well. So we always have a really fun orientation where we try to get students out onto the library lawn, like the picture here below, overlooking the football stadium. We also try to get students tours and to see the dome and see the football stadium from this outside event space here. We also have a Christmas holiday party to kick off coming back for the 2nd semester, where we bring all of our graduate students together. It's a really fun time. So there's a lot of big events like this. I think this year we actually rented out the local zoo here in South Bend and allowed for the students to connect with their classmates and go to the zoo. And it was a really fun time just to get outside and get off campus for a little bit. A lot of structured opportunities like this for that student life, but there's also opportunities for you to have those organic opportunities with your classmates. So the MSA program does have a club called the MSA Student Association, so the MSA SA. This club allows you to plan events for the MSA program. That could be social, that could be volunteering opportunities. So a really great way to get involved. And for those that are looking for a leadership opportunity, but also are those leadership roles such as like president, vice president, etc. for the MSA Student Association. So great way to also boost up your resume with that leadership opportunities there. So while yes, you're in grad school, the student life is still very enriching and allows for you to build those deep connections. So we know that CPA is top of mind. If we go back to how I started this presentation, I mentioned that we're not a CPA prep program per se. We help you develop skills, but also the classes help you prep for your CPA. But we also have a really great resource, Professor Tim Morrison. He is the CPA advisor. So Professor Morrison's role is to understand the different regulations and laws in each state and help students make sure they are meeting the requirements. So while he's not necessarily going to help you in your studying, he's more going to help make sure you're meeting the requirements. Professor Morrison comes from a really rich background in accounting. He spent over 25 years at EY and was also a partner at EY. So he also brings that real world experience to the classroom and to helping you in your CPA advising. So definitely a great resource that's available to all of our MSAs. And I encourage you to make that connection early on to make sure that you are meeting the requirements for your state. Another big aspect of the job is landing that job. I mean, another big aspect of the program is the job, landing that job. And that's where Lisa comes into play. Lisa Michaels is the MSA career coach, and she does a great job of helping transform our students who are seeking opportunities, seeking jobs throughout the course of 1 year to going on to doing great things for Big Four organizations, financial institutions, etc. You'll be working closely with Lisa the summer before the program starts at a minimum. She wants to help make sure that your resume is ready to go because we start recruiting for the MSA program and the employers early fall. So we'll have the Big Four firms doing networking events. Grant Thornton, other firms will be talking and connecting with you starting as early as September. So she'll help you with your career coaching, your resume prep. If you're looking to connect for a non-Big Four job, we do have students that go non-Big Four. It's a little bit different of a recruitment process. She'll connect you with the Notre Dame network to find those opportunities. The work of Lisa and her team is just absolutely stellar. While we don't have the results quite yet, they're coming in the upcoming weeks for the class of 2023. The class of 22 was 100% placement. The class of 21, 100% placement. Class of 2020, and that was during the pandemic, 100% placement. So I think that speaks to the connections that Notre Dame has with the Big Four and other accounting and financial firms, along with the work of Lisa on helping prep students, get them ready, and ensuring that they are able to present themselves the best throughout those interviews. So there'll be a lot of networking events with the Big Four, other regional firms in a professional setting, also just in a more relaxed setting as well. So Lisa does a great job in help prepping all of our students. Also, Lisa is a great resource. If you're coming into the MSA program with a job, kudos to you, great job on that. Still worth talking to Lisa, because at some point in your career, you will look for that second job. And there's some skills and tips and tricks that Lisa can provide to you that you can utilize down the road when that is the time. So I just want to generally speak here about our career outcomes. Again, 75% go Big Four, with that remaining 25% going elsewhere. We have students going to financial industry. We have students going more like the mid-sized firms such as Anderson Tax, Crow, Grant Thornton. We've had students do rotation programs at Whirlpool. I think we've actually had a student do rotation at like GM, Disney World. So a lot of great opportunities outside of accounting if that is of interest of you. It will be a different recruitment process, more individualized working with Lisa, but we are here to support you in those endeavors. All right, well, let's talk now about the admissions and application process. All right, so here's just a high level. How does the admissions process work? Well, I'll kind of walk through a little bit so you have an idea. So you'll first work on the application and hit submit. Our next deadline is January 10th, 2024. So a little bit less than a month away. It seems far, but with the holidays, it's going to be here in just a blink of an eye. So you submit that application. Our team will start to review the application and the different components and getting everything together. It will then go to committee. From there, the admissions committee gets together, does reads, does reviews, and then based on your application, we will then invite you for an interview if you get to that stage. After the interview, they are done virtually. The committee gets back together to look at the application again. Now that we have all of the application components, we have your resume, your essays, the interview data, then we get together to make the final decision. So that's a little bit of how things work in the back end to work through the whole admissions process. All right, so upcoming deadlines. Well, we've already passed early decision. We've already passed round 1. So round 2 is January 10th. I want to note here as well that round 2 is also our international student final deadline. This is to ensure that you're able to get your visa paperwork processed, get an appointment with the embassy, etc. So for all of our international students on the call and listening, please submit by January 10th. If you're unable to make that deadline, please reach out to me individually at the MSA email address, and we can find a solution together. Our final deadline is March 19th. I do not recommend waiting until March 19th. If you're able to, month away from January 10th, plenty of time to work on the application, because what could happen is as we've gone through all round early decision, round 1, round 2, the class starts to fill. We do have space limitation in the cohort. So that means round 3 gets more competitive for those final remaining seats. So I do not recommend waiting if you have the bandwidth and time to submit by round 2. Also for our accounting immersion program, AIP, prospective students apply by round 2 as well. You could apply round 3, but that's a really quick turnaround from the decision to actually when you enroll in courses. It's better for your planning to apply by the January 10th deadline. All right, well, I'm not going to read through all of these here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to come to the application Q&A, which I believe is on December 21st. Be sure to check our events page out, but in the next couple of weeks, we actually have an application Q&A where I'm going to walk through the whole application process, step by steps. All of these components here will be its own slide, and I'll provide some very helpful tips into helping you prepare the best application. A few things I want to note. Once you submit your application, you will then be sent an email to complete a Kira video assessment. This is just to help us get to learn a little bit about who you are, your communication skills, and just get to know you. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Don't delay that, because if you push that off, it will slow down the admissions process for your application. We also require 2 letters of recommendation. I recommend 3. The reason why that is if we only have 1 of your 2, it can delay you receiving a decision. So that's why going for 3 makes more sense to ensure you can get your decision on the release date. All right, well, I'm going to move to the next slide here and highly encourage you to check out our events page for the application Q&A. All right, so tuition and scholarship. So if you're interested to apply for scholarship, it's a fairly simple process. All that you have to do within the application is select yes. At the very end, it'll ask if you want to be considered for merit-based scholarship. You select yes, then a box will appear to enter in a blurb kind of highlighting why you deserve merit fellowship, merit scholarship. I like to say this is an opportunity for you to kind of do that humble brag about all the great things you've accomplished, how you can contribute to the Mendoza and the Notre Dame community. So summarize that in a couple paragraphs. So that is at the very end of the application to complete that step. All right, so next steps, you've already done the first part, coming to this overview event. So thank you for that. or listening to it remotely. The next step would be to schedule either a call with myself or with my colleague, Jody. She works closely with the MSA program. You may have actually already spoken to her in the past. So that would be my next step. I'd also encourage you to check out our other upcoming events. We have coffee chats. Those are where you can bring your questions to a small group setting and get those answered. Application Q&As. We do student panels throughout the year as well. So definitely keep an eye on those upcoming virtual events. And the next step is either starting your application or hitting submit. Once you've had the opportunity to learn more about who we are and how we can help you achieve your academic and career goals and help you grow into the best version of yourself. All right. Well, with that said, I'm going to turn it over for any questions and